Look at this machine's gaming performance. It is definitely your desktop replacement. This machine does not throttles at all. But even with all that, Dell has been really clever in cutting corners as well. Hello and welcome back to Digit. My name is Yatnesh and today we have the Dell G16 7630, a 16-inch gaming laptop that's really aiming to be your desktop replacement. Now you must be thinking, why am I calling it a desktop replacement when I haven't even unboxed this thing yet? Well, firstly, I have unboxed it like a week ago and I'm only doing it again just to show you guys. And secondly, when I do unbox it, you'll finally understand why am I calling it a desktop replacement. So let's do this thing. Okay, so the packaging of this laptop is really nothing special. Outside it comes in a cardboard box, plain and simple, as you can see. Inside you get the laptop itself. You get a triple pin power connector over here, which is a big one. You will need a 3-pin to attach this thing, and get this, it gets a 330 watt charging brick. And this brick itself alone weighs 1.2 kgs. And the laptop itself weighs around 2.8 kgs. So now I think you're starting to see why am I calling it a desktop replacement. This is the latest generation of the Dell G series gaming laptops. Now, Dell has featured a brand new design over here and they're also claiming better thermal efficiency as well. But does it deliver on that promise? Well, I mean, of course, we'll soon find it out in the review as well. But first, let me tell you how thick this device actually is. I have two normal thinner light laptops over here and you can easily see that it is even thicker than both of them. Its hinge is also very solid and the laptop has a purplish theme, but you can customize the keys in any color you like, which is pretty good. Now the port situation here is also pretty good. You get 3 USB Type A super speed ports and an Ethernet slot, a 3.5mm jack, a Type-C PD charging port, a proprietary charging port, and also a full-size HDMI 2.1 slot as well. Now the Dell G series gaming laptops are known for their high build quality, really good thermal performance, high TGP GPUs, and also cutting some really clever corners as well. Now what compromises has Dell made with this particular machine? Well, if you have any guesses, let me know them in the comment section below. So with all that said and done, let me quickly run you through its specs. So this machine is powered by an Intel Core i7-13650HX processor, a 14-core 20-thread beast, and out of this 14 core, 6 are performance cores and 8 are efficiency cores. This processor is pretty powerful and in Cinebench it scored around 19,400 points, which is a pretty good CPU score if you want this to be your desktop replacement. The GPU on this thing is an Nvidia RTX 4060, but it has 140 watt TGP, and I have also compared its benchmark scores with the RTX 3060 and you can see how much of a difference we are seeing in this generation. But seeing benchmarks and seeing real world performance are two entirely different things. So we'll see how it performs in real world tests later in the video. So moving on, the laptop has 16GB DDR5 RAM running at 4800 MHz, and get this, only a 512GB SSD. And the worst part is that its read and write speed are very low, like seriously low. But that's just because it's a review unit and I'm pretty sure the retail unit won't have any such issues. RAM management situation is sort of pretty bad. As you can see, I have no program running at the moment, and even then 48% of memory is in use. And this is when the laptop isn't totally stock condition and I have not changed anything on it. For reference, more than 45% memory usage is what you will see when you open 20 to 25 new Chrome tabs, which is insane. But what's really good here is the keyboard. It is a 60% keyboard and these keys have a good key travel to them. And I wouldn't say that they are soft, but rather they are quite firm. You do feel a good spring action going on here as there's a good pushback, and it also makes your typing experience quite enjoyable. The trackpad on the other hand is just average. It is quite small and it is just kind of there. Moving on to the display, this is a 16:10 1600p display and has a 240Hz refresh rate. So if you plan on playing any esports titles on this device, just go for it, you will love it. In terms of display specs, you do get 99% sRGB and 98% DCI-P3 coverage, and the screen has a peak brightness of 315 nits. Now the average delta E value of this display is around 3.5, which is kind of decent, but I think that with some calibration this value can be improved even further. Meaning with just some tweaking, this laptop's display, which is primarily meant for gaming, can also be used for creative tasks as well. Now all in all, I really like this display, but my only issue with this thing is that its peak brightness is a little bit low. For instance, the Lenovo Legion 7 Pro has a peak brightness of around 500 nits. Now that is something that really enhances your gaming experience, but the 315 nits over here is also kind of okay. Now before we move on to anything else, I really want to talk about the thermal performance of this laptop. Firstly, take a look at this throttling test. Between a single run and a throttle run of the R23 benchmark, the laptop only dropped a few points. This is a testament to the fact that how well this laptop delivers sustained performance. And if you take a close look at the average CPU temperature and the P-core clock speed, you will see that not only does this laptop is maintaining around 90 degrees Celsius temperature, it is also doing so while keeping around 4.4 GHz turbo boost clock. Now the advertised clock speed of the Intel Core i7-13650HX is around 4.9 GHz. But what we are getting over here is also pretty good. Now mind you, I am testing this laptop during the Indian summer and the temperature over here are in the mid 40s. So your performance mileage may vary. Chalo, enough about the benchmarks. Let's do some gaming. Now I'm comparing this laptop with the Acer Predator Helios 300 that's powered by the RTX 3060. And I'm also throwing in there a recent MSI Cyborg that I tested that comes with the RTX 4050. First up, we have Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and you can clearly see how it crushes the RTX 3060 in terms of FPS. Now, for both these tests, I have kept the same resolution and I've kept the DLSS off. Secondly, we have the Dirt 5, and it was amongst the first next-gen games that was released on the Xbox Series X, PS5 and PC. And here you can see how the RTX 4060 again takes up the lead. Thirdly, we are testing the AC Valhalla, and it is amongst the most demanding titles out there as well. And you can see how well this thing performs. Now, here are all the games that we tested, and you can see how big of a leap is the RTX 4060 from the previous generation. But one really cool thing about the laptop is that its speakers sound pretty loud. Here, take a listen. So in conclusion, the Dell G16 7630 is a true desktop replacement in terms of raw power and thermal performance. However, the relatively low screen brightness, small trackpad and 720p webcam and a slow SSD are some of the things that this machine needs to work on. So the starting price of the Dell G16 series of gaming laptops is Rs 1.61 lakh, and you can get them in a variety of configurations. So that was it for the video. Thank you for watching, and if you have any doubts, let us know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time.